95%. Let that sink in for a second. According to a recent MIT study, a staggering 95% of generative AI pilots and companies are completely failing to hit their goals or deliver any real ROI. We're talking about a massive rush to adopt these flashy models, but so many of these enterprise initiatives are just hitting a brick wall. And you might be wondering why. Well, it's actually not the AI technology itself. The real culprit? Legacy IT systems. They just aren't built to be AI native. It's like trying to run a sports car engine on a bicycle frame.
Which brings us to a question we really need to be asking. While everyone is hyping up what AI can do, we're overlooking a fundamental question. What problems can AI not solve for you? Look, AI is incredible, but it cannot magically fix bad data. It's definitely not going to make unlawfully obtained data suddenly lawful, and it absolutely cannot boost productivity if you're just slapping it on top of a broken, chaotic system. If your data is unstructured and your governance is a mess, the AI is just going to fail to live up to those massive promises.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're exploring a radically different and frankly much-needed approach to enterprise AI. We'll be drawing on some brilliant insights from Weconomics Technologies BV. They're a system integrator based out of the High Tech Campus in Brainport, Eindhoven, focusing on vertical AI agents. And their mission? It's uncompromising. Their motto is not AI, but quality first. The core argument here is that we can't just tweak our current systems, we actually have to transform them completely. So here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The AI productivity paradox. 2. The digital assembly line. 3. The Pinaxx quality first platform. 4. Vertical AI agents in action. 5. The Weconomics ecosystem. And wrap up with 6. Transform, don't just tweak. Let's get right into it.
All right, part 1, the AI productivity paradox. Let's tackle the elephant in the room, those massive data silos and the persistent illusion that AI is just a magic, easy answer button.
To understand the paradox, you really have to understand semantic drifting. Imagine you ask your company's brand new AI, hey, how many active customers do we have? The answer you get could be wildly different, depending on whether that AI is pulling data from sales, from finance, or from HR. Why? Because each of those departments defines active customer differently. Without what we call a semantic layer, acting as a universal translator across your business, your AI agent is just going to get completely confused. It's going to miscalculate, or worse, just totally hallucinate an answer.
And that leads right into a really provocative question from the Weconomics material. Is your vertical AI agent a trusted navigator or a confidently wrong chatbot? When you're doing complex, high-stakes work in regulated sectors, think accounting or HR, relying on a generic chatbot that confidently spits out unvalidated answers, well, it's a recipe for disaster. You don't just need answers, you need reliability, strict compliance, and absolute traceability.
Moving on to part 2, the digital assembly line. This is where we look at a really brilliant metaphor for engineering AI quality and solving this whole systemic issue.
First, we really need to contrast generic AI with vertical AI. Generic AI is broad. It lacks deep context, and as we know, it's super prone to hallucinations. It's a jack of all trades, master of none. Vertical AI, though, it speaks your domain-specific jargon, it knows your compliance standards, and most importantly, it operates on a verifiable semantic layer with real business logic baked right in. It's designed to handle end-to-end tasks autonomously and, crucially, safely within your specific industry.
And this is the big aha moment from Weconomics, the concept of the digital assembly line. Think about Henry Ford. He shifted car manufacturing from a single artisan building a whole vehicle in a chaotic workshop to a highly structured assembly line. Modern enterprises need to do the exact same thing with AI. In this age, your data, your computational power, and your machine learning, those are just your raw materials. The finished products are reliable information, intelligence, and actionable advice. To get from raw material to finished product without a million errors, you need a highly coordinated production line.
Which brings us to part 3, the Pinaxx quality first platform. So, the million-dollar question is, how do we actually build this digital assembly line? Well, enter Pinaxx.
Pinaxx is Weconomics' flagship solution for AI quality assurance. It very deliberately splits the architecture into 2 distinct halves. Upstream, you have your rigorous data foundations. We're talking semantic layers, business logic, data provenance, and strict traceability. You fix the data before the AI even touches it. Then downstream, you focus on continuous evaluation, quality monitoring, and testing through collaborative crowdsourcing. This entire structure guarantees that your AI isn't just taking wild guesses, it actually knows the facts.
Let's walk through how this actually works in practice. Pinaxx uses a clean, 6-step cycle to transform chaotic information overload into certified, reusable knowledge. First, you upload your documentation. Second, you add all that vital context and metadata. Third, the community votes to verify this rich data. Fourth, it gets recorded securely off-chain with a cryptographic hash on a distributed ledger, so totally tamper-proof. Fifth, you finally utilize this beautifully curated knowledge base for your vertical AI agents. And sixth, you archive it once it's outdated. It's a continuous cycle that encodes trusted rules you can use across your entire organization.
Okay, part 4. Vertical AI agents in action. Let's get out of the theory and see how this digital assembly line actually drives productivity in the real world.
Weconomics is already deploying this architecture across a bunch of really cool active projects. Take HRbuddy, for example. It uses techniques like RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, alongside the Model Context Protocol to securely and accurately answer HR queries using only trusted internal data. Then there's Kuanta, which automates venture capital evaluations so firms can process thousands of pitch decks reliably. Or Powrr, a corporate learning platform anchored by distributed ledger technology to ensure absolute, unquestionable data integrity.
But let's zoom in on their work with SME accountants, because it really hits the nail on the head. Right now, accountants are drowning in complex ESG sustainability reporting, plus the new AI Act, all while dealing with a huge labor shortage. The Weconomics AI Quality Assurance Platform steps in here as a total game changer. It gives them federated knowledge management, incredibly strict data lineage, and context-specific curation. Basically, it lets these accounting firms build vertical AI agents where they can prove exactly where every single piece of data came from and verify that it was obtained legally. That's huge.
Which brings us to part 5, the Weconomics ecosystem. Let's look at the powerhouse making all this integration and scale possible.
You have to understand, Weconomics Technologies isn't just throwing software over the fence, they're a true system integrator. They focus on 4 core pillars. First, research and strategy to spot exactly what AI components are missing in the market. Second, the system development lifecycle to build the overarching architecture. Third, data supply chain management to foster open ecosystems. And fourth, relentless quality assurance to evaluate these agents based on actual real-world data.
And this robust framework, it is backed by some serious credibility. We're talking over 35 years of experience with disruptive tech from the founders, CEO Paul Bessems and CTO Walter Brill. They're based out of the High Tech Campus in Brainport, Eindhoven, which is widely known as the smartest square kilometer in all of Europe. They bring together aspect technology and data experts to build smart integrated ecosystems rather than just isolated products. They even run an academy to train the next generation in system leadership. To guide organizations out of the AI hype cycle into reality, they use a highly structured 10-step roadmap. It's a journey. You start with an initial knowledge webinar, diagnose your real research requirements, build prototypes, and systematically work your way up to deploying a minimum viable ecosystem. After that, it's all about continuous maintenance and evaluation. Make no mistake, this is an industrial-grade capability. It is not an artisanal, cross-your-fingers IT experiment.
All right, part 6, transform, don't just tweak. This brings us to the final and honestly the absolutely crucial takeaway for any enterprise leader.
Listen, you cannot optimize data within a value chain if you are stuck in an outdated mindset. Weconomics strongly advocates for what they call double-track innovation. Track 1 is doing the hard work of systematically phasing out your architectural and semantic legacy debt. Just get rid of it. Track 2 is simultaneously creating a modern, AI-native operating model that looks at the entire value chain. We are talking about discontinuous innovation here. You have to optimize the whole shebang rather than just endlessly slapping shiny new AI tools on top of fundamentally broken legacy systems.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Are you just out there tweaking your legacy systems, sort of hoping generic AI will magically patch over your foundational data problems? Or are you ready to truly transform your enterprise by engineering a secure, governable digital assembly line? The future of enterprise AI isn't about rushing to adopt the fastest model. It's about building communities and ecosystems that transform these models into lawful, reliable, and controllable systems where, at the end of the day, quality comes first.